We just circumnavigated the world with Kiwi.com. So after surviving multiple airports, 7 different countries, and a few travel mishaps, we decided that it was time for a little debrief. So here I am with my travel partner, otherwise known as Mum, and we're here today to answer all of your questions about being the world travel hackers of 2025. Basically, just behind the scenes of everything that went on. So, question number 1, what was your favourite destination from the trip and why? 3, 2, 1, Canada.
Bora Bora. I think Bora Bora was it was the sea for me. It was just so clear, just absolutely breathtaking.
I love Bora Bora, but I wouldn't say it was my favourite, only because I'm including everything. It was so expensive. But I loved Canada because the people, the good food, the clean air, the scenery, like everything just ticked all the boxes.
Yeah. But also at the same time, I thought Bora Bora was nice to visit it in the fact that you can actually do it on a budget.
100%. I think that's really important to talk about. And you know, you've got like budget trips to the Maldives, but I've never seen anyone talk about Bora Bora on a budget. Yeah. What was the hardest part of travelling together?
I think for me was probably when our energy levels were different, especially a specific time when we were climbing up the mountain, 40 degrees, I was literally felt like I was going to pass out. Yeah, and you're like, come on, keep going. And I'm just like, I need to sit in some cold water.
Because I think Mum's a bit more of a morning person and I'm more of a night person, so I got that burst of energy around 3 p.m, whereas that's her nap time.
Yeah.
Next question, what was the most unforgettable part of the whole trip?
I think for me was the breathtaking scenery in Canada.
That time that we hitchhiked in Bora Bora and we were on the back of the van and it was just after happy hour, we had the wind flowing through, we were driving past all the beaches as the sun was setting, and just having that moment with your mum is just like such a unique experience. What's the biggest difference between how we travel? When I was talking about wanting to stay in one place longer, you were like, no, I quite enjoyed our day trips. Like, I quite enjoyed going to Bulgaria for the day. I quite enjoyed my day in New Zealand. Yeah. I'm one of those people that has to do everything if I go to a place.
Yeah.
What was your initial thought when you found out that we won the 2025 Kiwi World Travel Hacker Competition?
I didn't believe you.
No, to be fair, we thought it was a scam. After putting those videos through, having 1,000 different applicants, I called Mum, I was in Australia, and I said, you wouldn't believe it, we've just won. I'll see you next month. Travelled back from Australia, and yeah, we set off not long after that.
I mean, because we were going to Cyprus anyway, and we were planning on travelling after that, so it sort of just slotted in together nicely.
What did you pack that you didn't actually need or use?
We didn't have a lot anyway, so everything had to be utilised time and time again, washed through. So I actually don't think there was anything that I can think of that I didn't use.
For me, I think I brought too many long sleeve shirts and tops.
Yeah.
You know, those satin long sleeve tops that I had. Yeah. I thought that I'd need more clothes for Oman, but actually I ended up wearing the same t-shirt in Oman every day just because it was comfortable and breathable. But all the other shirts that I had, obviously we were in a lot of hot countries, so I didn't end up wearing them much. What is one thing that you learned about yourself through this trip?
It was very challenging for me, I think, even though we climbed the Himalayan mountains the previous year, and that was challenging. I thought nothing could top it. I think this trip had definitely topped our previous trips. Energy-wise, I think it was because of the flights, we were constantly moving. We didn't really have those times we didn't have any sleep-ins at all, any time to really recover and revive, and I think someone of my age, you know, needs that little bit extra maybe.
For me, I think I learned a lot about self-regulation, being patient with not only myself but with other people as well, because there's so many external things around you that are defining your mood in that singular moment, so it's just about like understanding it and reflecting on it and learning from it. Yeah. Which country had the nicest people? I think the people in Oman were probably the nicest.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we got there, I was saying everyone's just so nice. Everyone's going out of their way to help you and look after you. Go to some countries like Egypt and you know that they're just after your money. Oman, they had such a sense of hospitality. Despite the situation that happened to us. But
I think
they weren't even from Oman, these people. Yeah, we should probably explain that story a little bit better, because I recently spoke about it in my previous video. Basically, it was just a quick situation, 5 minutes, but it was very, very frightening. So we went down the souks, and as we turned our back to look at the products, they had closed the shop shutters behind us. We turned around and both looked at each other like, oh my God, something bad is about to happen.
It's scary.
I had some quick thinking and I said, you need to let us out. After them saying, no, we can't let you out a few different times, I said, my dad's meeting us outside, so we need to go because he's going to be waiting outside for us. And then as soon as they heard us say that, they opened the doors straight away. They'd only done that because it was just 2 women alone and they saw an opportunity there. It just goes to show that the world is a scary place, but also it's a fine line because you shouldn't be afraid to travel for reasons like that. Anything can happen anywhere in the world. I always say that to mum when I'm travelling solo, like the same sort of situation could happen to me here in the UK. Just always tell people where you are, have your wits about you, trust your intuition, and everything will be fine. Which country had the best food? 3, 2, 1. French Polynesia. I love the fresh fish.
Yeah,
I love like the poke bowls, the tuna, the salmon. Oh,
and it was so cheap as
so
well.
so cheap.
Yeah,
the local food was cheap, not at the restaurants.
Yeah.
Cheap for what it is, cheap for the quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is your favourite Kiwi.com feature?
Probably the NOMAD feature. I found that pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
I've not experienced anything like that before. So.
It was really handy when we were so far away from each other trying to plan such an extravagant and a big trip. You just literally put it all onto the NOMAD feature and it works out for you, saving you hours of research. One of my favourites would probably be the hidden city hack. I've never heard of it before until Kiwi.com. So how it actually works, it's really interesting. Rather than going the full way to your final destination, you get off at the stopover city. So it's something that airlines don't really like you to know about, but it's totally legal. Which place do you feel like we needed longer in?
New Zealand, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
I would say New Zealand as well.
Yeah.
It seems such a shame us flying all that way just for such a short amount of time.
Definitely.
We've always got next time. What's your best piece of advice that you would give to someone wanting to travel on a budget like we did?
The luggage, the underseat luggage, because I think it saved us a lot of money over the whole trip. Most people would think it was impossible to do, and I even thought,
and it's quite daunting. It's
yeah.
daunting thinking that you're travelling all that way, all that time with just such a small piece of luggage.
Yeah.
But you need a lot less than you actually think.
Yeah.
For me, it would be being flexible with dates. When you have a specific date that you need to be back on or a specific date that you need to be in a country, it really does narrow down your options. But if you've just got like 2 months of work, for example, and you know that you want to go here, here and here, just letting the internet decide for you is probably your best bet. What was the most random adventure that we ended up on? Probably the pub crawl for you.
Yeah, that was pretty out there because I arrived in New Zealand and there was probably about 25 people ready to go out on a pub crawl, and they were just, you've got to come with us. So
there's no way in a million years that I thought we were going to get off such a long flight and then mum goes straight to a pub crawl whilst I'm tucked up in bed asleep. What was our biggest fail of the whole trip?
Probably not organising enough before we left. The situation we were in, you being in Australia, coming back, and it was tricky to pre-organise.
It took out a lot of time of sightseeing that we could have done. The international dateline mishap was funny.
Oh yes.
Yeah. We got outside of our Airbnb as we just landed off of our flight, and we get outside and we call her like, hey, we're ready to check in, and she's like, you're not supposed to be here till tomorrow. I'm like, oh no.
That was funny.
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning and we've just driven our taxi up this mountain in the middle of nowhere. If you had to sum up this trip in 3 words, what would they be?
Adventurous, spontaneous, fabulous.
I would definitely say delirious is one of them, because we were just in fits of laughter and in hysterics the whole time. Not even because anything was funny, but just because we were so tired. Unexpected, memorable.
And to circumnavigate the whole world in such a short space of time,
Not many people can say that they've done that.
No, not at all. I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a wild ride, but no, it's been the best.
It's been fantastic.
Thank you for coming. So thank you so much for following along on our adventures. We've loved having you here with us, and make sure you like the video, subscribe to Kiwi.com for more travel hacks and tips.